Hello, my name is Jupiter Hadley, and today we're doing another version of Jupi Plays All the Games, this time with the WAG Challenge. The WAG Challenge is a game jam about writing. Doesn't necessarily mean twine games, but just games with a good story. This year's theme is Down the Rabbit Hole. I've actually been selected as one of the judges that pre-judge the competition so that these judges have a more limited field to look through. I'm going to be playing each game in this video for a minute, though I'm going to be playing it longer for judging purposes. If you want to check out any of the games, it'll be about 10 per video, links in the description. If you want to check me out, all my info is in the description, and feel free to like or comment with your favorite games. At the end of this, I'll probably have an article written up about my personal favorites, so be on the lookout for that. Next, we're playing the game Zero Sum Luck. I awoke that morning with a sick feeling in my stomach. I checked my phone. Good morning, you've been assigned 2 luck points today. We wish you had a pleasant day. A pleasant day, I can only hope. Check my stats in the app. There are 99.5% of people more lucky than you today. Frankly, we'd advise staying in. I remember the day at work when Kelly wrote that snarky response. It seemed such a rude thing to say, though I could recall laughing at the time. Consider skipping work. It was probably a bad idea. Probably any idea I would have that day was going to be bad. I got up. The next thing I heard was the scratching on the door. Little Marcus was hungry. My shift started in 2 hours. I looked. Let's go feed him. I went to feed him first. Marcus purred and circled my feet. Eat your food, Marky. No time to play now. See you tonight. I dragged myself to the shower. The water wasn't hot enough, so I kept turning the tap further and further. Step into the shower anyway. Immediately I started sneezing. It was one of my fits. I could barely finish one sneeze properly before the next one came on me. Momentarily blinded, I found myself slipping on the floor. Grasped the wall with one hand. I tried to balance myself. The room spun a bit as I opened my eyes. I was on my knees, and the shower head was on the floor, spraying lukewarm water in my face. The alarm rang, reminding me I was late. Next, we're playing the game Celia. Celia and her sister Amelia are having drinks at Ace Club. Amelia is being less than sociable, searching for the man of her dreams on Tinder. Ew, swipe left. That guy doesn't even have proper pictures of himself. Whatever happened to not judging a book by its cover? Look, it says he's a carpenter. He likes long walks on the beach. Nah. Keep looking. I think you should keep looking. Yeah, maybe. You know, you're never going to find a guy if you... Cecilia? Are you even listening to me? At that moment, a peculiar man walks by and catches Celia's eye. He was overly dressed even for this venue. Celia noticed he dropped something out of his pocket. Without excusing herself, letting Amelia go on, she picked up the misplaced item, which she thought looked like a fan, and followed the stranger. Excuse me, sir. You've dropped something. Sir? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. He pulled out a portal gun and fired into a wall. A large void appeared in front of the man. He stepped into it and vanished. Looking in, Celia could see stars and galaxies. She followed him into the portal almost without a thought. Suddenly, Celia was falling, or was she flying? She had no sense of wherever she was, going up or down. Just following strangers through space. Next, we're playing the game Kingdom of Dandelions. Mom, read me story of Alice in Wonderland. My sister loves that story. That fantastic, non-sensual creatures, the dreamlike hilarity of it all, the perfect combination for a warm, cozy afternoon with the languid, golden sunlight coming through the glided windows and caressing her long, soft hair. She would lazily lie on the sofa next to Mom and listen to Mom's tender, lilting voice, reading that story word by word. If I were to catch them in such a moment, she would grin hazily at me with trance-like joy. Big sis, come and listen with me. Darling, your sister just came back home, Mom would coo at her dauntingly. Let's not bother her. This would be followed by a look of concern and gentle encouragement towards me. I would nod at the two of them and leave. I didn't want to go near her anyways. It is safe in my room, after all. She is horrendously perfect, especially when she is like this. Why do you like that story? If I asked her that, she would blink with the innocence of childhood. Because it's so cool, talking animals and living cards and the king and queen. The little faces, still full of baby fat, draws into a tiny frown. You don't like it? Don't you think the story is a bit nightmarish? She shakes her head violently. clutching her cute teddy bear closer to her chest for comfort and support. There's a world without fair rules. Are you sure you'd like to live in such a story? But the good people still won against the bad people, and Alice came back unhurt and happy. It was so much more fun to listen to her sister reading a boring book. She trails off, no longer certain about her argument, but still believing in her case. She puffs up her cheeks and glares a little. All right, I'm sorry. A kind pat on her head is all it takes to make her good again. The next time I'll be home early, and I'll sit down and read the story to you together with Mom. Deal? Yep. But my dear Alice only came back safe and sound because she was never in the rabbit hole to begin with. Real rabbit holes are much, much harder to climb out of. Next. Next, we're playing the game Beware the Fairy Foods You Eat. In a lonely glade in a darkened wood, there is a ring of mushrooms on the ground. Many have walked by it, but you know it for what it truly is. A fairy ring, a portal to another world. Your pack is very heavy with supplies. It feels heavier now that you're closer. Your mind is heavy with lore, warnings that those who tangle with the fae never emerge unscathed. Take a breath and remind yourself of why you're here. You haven't bring much with you. You aren't bringing much with you, but what you have is carefully chosen. Some energy bars for food and bottles of water. You don't know how long this will take. You also have an iron knife, sharpen its shelf. You hope you won't have to use it. Let's click on lore. There seems to be as many tales of the fae as there are names for what they are. The elves, the fae, the kindly folk. Each tale weaves a different picture, but a common theme easily appears. Dealing with the fae rarely ends well for the unwilting people they find, and for those foolish enough to seek them. One rhyme stuck out. Do not trust what your eyes perceive, nor heed the fair folk that you meet, and if you ever wish to leave, beware the fairy food you eat. You'll try to remember it. Take a breath and remind yourself why you're here. You are seeking them for gold, to find the truth of loved ones gone. Are you merely brash and bold, or do you feel you don't belong? All your life you felt you never really fit in. Maybe now you'll finally find your way back home. Step into the ring. Next. I really like these mushrooms around the side. Next we're playing the game Averin Avian. I'm just going to hit yes because I have no idea. Receiving. Connecting. Okay. Is someone there? Oh my god. Thank you. Who are you? I repeat, who are you? How did you find me? I think I understand. I've been sending out a basic encryption SOS for I'm not sure how long. My radio stopped working. I sent a message, as simple as possible, to any random frequency. It must have reached you somehow, but my receiver will only accept basic I/O commands. So it seems to only detect the yes and no inputs of your transponder. Does that make sense? Yes. God, whoever you are, God, I don't know how I managed to find you, but I'm so grateful. I've been here I don't know how long. Please, I need you to try to reach the North American Space Center. I'm giving you their connection frequency. Tell them that Captain Cornan Averin is alive, but unable to establish communication. I'm currently aboard the Vanguard emergency shuttle, and I've lost all navigational readings. The NASC Vanguard's last outgoing report was, oh my god, how long has it been? Please, can you try? Incoming data detected, so I'm getting some more. Alright, thank you. Seriously, thank you. I'll send you a connection protocol now. Give me 1 sec. Enter input. Do you wish to retry? Yes. It doesn't look like it's actually error. Try one more. It's just going to keep being errors. No. Oop. Damn it. It looks like your system doesn't recognize the data I'm sending. Thanks for trying anyway. There must be other ways for me to communicate to control. Look, I have no idea who you are or where you came from. As far as I know, you could be some alien and everything I'm saying is complete gibberish to you. Or maybe you think this is some kind of insane practical joke. I have no reason to believe you have no reason to believe me, but maybe you will if I tell you what happened. Will you listen to me? Next. Next, we're playing the game The Rabbit Hole Principle. Okay. This is Dr. Corey Soto. Dr. Soto is a researcher at the University of Tokyo Psychology Department. He has been working on a secret research of his own, codenamed the rabbit hole principle. He claims his research will open new horizons in the understanding of human behavior and psychology. Today is going to reveal his research at the ACP, Asian Conference of Psychology and Behavioral Science. Dr. Sato, ladies and gentlemen, today you will witness my review of the secret research I have been working on for the last few years. I've done a lot of research in the area of how humans seek their goals and how they start their adventure. I even went into fiction and studied a lot of popular works such as Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland. I found an interesting pattern that repeats in all stories, real ones and fiction. I call this pattern of events the rabbit hole principle. The rabbit hole principle states the following. In every experience, real or fiction, there is a rabbit and there is a rabbit hole. A rabbit is a trigger or guide that motivates or encourages the humans to engage in the experience, and the rabbit hole is the gate or border that the rabbit guides the human to in order to cross into a new world where all new opportunities and experiences tend to happen, and this is very clear in the story of Alice in Wonderland, where the rabbit was her guide in a new world of adventure after she went through the rabbit hole. That's a run-on sentence. Now, I'm going to show you examples of the appearance of this principle in the stories, the people I did my research on. Today is the day where I meet my first subject. I'm super excited. Better go sit in the chair and get ready. Come in, please. This is pretty neat. Hello there, please introduce yourself. Yes, I am Hada Senshi. Pardon me, but I have to say, you have a glorious mustache. That is kind of you. I trim it on a daily basis. Well, since we had it with your mustache to break the ice, we can get started. Tell me your story. Next, we're playing the game Looking into the Looking Glass. Looking into the Looking Glass, a dark story about twisted perception and identity and truth. Begin at the beginning, the king said very gravely, and go on until you come to the end. Then stop. You're falling, your hands grab for walls and catch on roots, but you cannot stop yourself from falling. They're torn from your hands, and your fingertips are scraped and raw and bloody from scraping at the walls. You try to scream, but you cannot force your throat to make noise. Your long hair trails behind you as you fall. Someone is laughing at you. The sound reverberates around you. Oh wait, I have long hair. Wake up. You wake up, you stretch, rolling your shoulders back. Another day feels just like the last. You rub your eyes, you stand up, you feel disconnected from everything. Like it's all fake somehow. You look around. It's your bedroom, cream-colored walls, door to the rest of the apartment. It is closed, cream-colored bed sheets. They're in a jumble on the bed. Nightstand, lamp, bookshelf, door to the bathroom is closed. Painting of daffodils, door to the closet is closed. So I can pick, like, I want light blue-colored walls, and I would like pale yellow. But yellow is not actually good. Let's do light blue, okay. Bookshelf can be desk, dresser. No, let's do a desk. This is kind of cool. You can change this. Painting of lilies are actually my favorite. You're standing in your bedroom. Go to the bathroom. The bathroom is clean. Look in the mirror. You stand in the mirror for a long few seconds. Your face stares back at you. It's a woman's face. You see brown eyes and brown. Oh, I don't get to pick. Let's pick black because that's closer. Black hair. Bathroom is clean. Shower. You shower, the water hits your skin, you wash your hair, you shower until you feel clean. It doesn't take long, you get out of the shower. Brush your teeth. Your mouth feels strange. Brush your hair. You go to brush your hair, but pause and frown. Not a brush or comb. You reach up for a comb and comb out your hair instead. You put your hair up. You leave your hair down. Next, we're playing the game Norman. Norman is a man like any other. He lived alone with his cat Norman. He went to work. He watched television. There was nothing special about Norman. There had never been. And today, like every single day of his life, Norman left for work. Every day when Norman returned home, he brought with him a No. 3 special from the Chinese place near work. And every day he ate it alone before settling in to watch crime dramas. No. 3 special included chicken, rice, and steamed vegetables. The restaurant employees had grown so used to Norman, they had his food on standby every day at 5:15 p.m. And every day like clockwork, Norman came. As sure as the sun rose and set, Norman came for his No. 3 special. Each evening after finishing his meal, Norman spent some quality time with his favorite evening program. Norman considered himself fortunate to have so many CSI spin-offs at his disposal. When he thought little Norman wasn't looking, he liked to imagine he was an investigator on the scene. He knew it was silly, of course, but a man was entitled to a little fantasy every now and then, even a man like Norman. Every night he took his fantasies with him into bed, and he dreamt of solving crimes and wearing stylish sunglasses. As it was currently his bedtime, Norman thought it was as good a time as any. I betcha an actual crime is going to happen to his house or some shit, and he's gonna wake up and be a part of it. But he woke up, his life wasn't the same. It was the time to return to his office, an office devoid of stylish sunglasses. Looks like you're wearing glasses. Next, we're playing the game Literate. I remember when the words first turned into rabbits. Dad took me to the doctors, and Dr. Spinex, told me to read letters off a big piece of paper. I stared at the letters. I wanted to read letters from my dad, but I couldn't. The letters refused to stay still and let me read them. Instead, they hopped around like rabbits. I love rabbits. I read the letters the best I could to Dad and the doctor. Dad had a frowny face when I finished, and I overheard Doctor telling Dad that there was something wrong with my eyes and that Dad would have to find out what. Dad got really mad when he heard that. He was angry when we left. On the way home, I couldn't stop thinking about rabbits and how the letters looked to be rabbits for some reason. I tried telling Peter when I got back to daycare, but he didn't understand. So after that, whenever I saw letters, I started to imagine rabbits, and the more I imagined them, the more I saw them. And the more I saw them, the more absorbed I became. The rabbits didn't get angry when I couldn't read the letters. Soon I imagined rabbits even when I wasn't reading. That's when I found Literate. Doctor told Dad that I was illiterate. Dad said no, because I can see other things just fine. He said that I'm practically literate. I'm perfectly literate. Literate. I don't know exactly what that means, but I like the word. When I see words hopping around, I think of literate. Literate is where the rabbits are. I like spending time with them and go whenever I can. When I'm reading, when the words turn into rabbits, when the words go to literate, I like to follow them in, and we play together. It's kind of like Poppy and me, except in my head. Today in class, we're reading on the whiteboard. I look up at the words and see them hopping around as always. I quickly follow them and arrive in literate. Next, we're playing the game The Distant Light, the unfinished edition. Your mind is aflutter as nothing but sheer darkness engulfs you and threatens to pull you downwards into nothingness. There is little to see around you, and there is little your darkness eyes wish to see anyway. Darkened eyes. There had been no fear, there had been no pain, there had been no worry. You had simply existed, a creature amidst the tranquil peace of everlasting darkness. Yet, despite your peace, you know that you must go on. A journey still awaits you, a journey that you feel could never be elude. Why could it not be ignored? You have no idea. But you know that it is not for you to question such things. The darkness appears to have given away, but a little to some kind of light. It is a light unlike anything you've ever seen. It is also a light that you may have feared once before, but it no longer seems too frightening at a thing at all. You feel as if an obstacle of some kind has come before you. Your eyes cannot see what it is, but you know it is there. But despite not knowing what it is, you seem to remember something while you gaze upon it. The memory seems special, and you wonder if you've forgotten something important. But alas, the memory has vanished, and only the obstacle before you now remains. You can tell that it is no mere obstacle, and you can tell that it is something unlike anything you've ever known in life. It cannot be ignored, and you cannot move around it. The obstacle must be faced. You have to choose. Pass through the obstacle or wait for that? Let's pass through. It was one big rock standing right in front of me. It looked like quite a beast of a thing, like an ancient boulder that no mere human could ever hope to push aside or bend to his will. You feel something strange radiating from the immovable obstacle that stands before you. There's a great crack through the middle of that gigantic boulder, and I could easily squeeze through the massive opening. It was no obstacle for me at all. The strangeness seems to disappear. Next.